So after a year or so in freelancing, I've had my ups and downs trying to find freelance clients. So I was able to find clients that I charge $0 for. And up until now, I was able to find a client that I'm able to charge around $4,000 to $7,000 per project. So today I'll be sharing some of the things that really helped me find high value clients and also reflect on some of the things I wish I did earlier to get to this point quicker. And there are some prerequisite things that you should also know about before actually trying to find clients. Before trying to find clients, the first thing I would do is solidifying your freelance services. That means being clear on what you offer as a freelancer. And the goal is to be very specific on what freelance services that you're offering. And what I've learned so far is that people pay specialists more than generalists. Let's pretend that you're a generalist freelancer that provides all kinds of services from graphic design, UI and UX design, web development, web design, branding, copywriting. At this point, you're competing with a lot of people, like hundreds of thousands of people that offer the same exact services. And among those people, there might be a few who are specializing in what you're offering in those wide range of services. And they could be doing those things, those services, much better than you. However, if you're really good at this one thing and you specialize in, for example, like front end development, you will not only be competing with less people in the market, but you will have a better ability to drive more value and results for your clients because you have a deeper knowledge in that specific field of expertise. So an action point I want you guys to take right now is to pause this video and write down a list of skills that you're really confident at and have the potential to offer it as a freelance service. So for my part, I'm really confident with front-end development and web design. And I take this step further to kind of expand the skill sets in those field of expertise. For example, front-end development. And in front-end development, I specialize in motion and animation and CMS-driven websites. So basically content websites on steroids. But that might not be the case for you. You might be focusing on like Shopify integration or e-commerce integration, web applications, or whatever. Just list all those specific niche services that you could potentially provide, and then you can narrow the list down and choose a specific skill or a niche that you want to focus on as your main freelance offering. So the next thing that really worked well for me is to showcase my work on social media. No matter how skilled you are at what you do, it doesn't really matter. You won't be able to find clients if people don't know that you exist. In order to find clients, you need to show your work and let people know that you exist. So I post all my projects and works from my side projects to my client works on my social media like Instagram and LinkedIn. And by posting everything that I did really helped me establish my digital presence, increase my brand awareness, and also get clients from social media as well. And just to let you know that I'm a huge introvert and I'm not social at all. So every time I post a project or a work on social media, I sometimes get a little bit anxious of being, judged by people. But some of the things that really helped me, to have the courage to put all my work out there on social media is to shift my mindset in a way that by doing this, it's for the sake of my career. And what I've noticed so far by posting my works on social media is that people don't really care about your posts that much, to be frank with you. And in reality, they just kind of engage with your posts for a short period of amount of time and then move on with their day like nothing happened. But the fact that you're still pushing your work out there, you're targeting a small percentage of people that really enjoy your work. That could be potential clients that really like what you do and would probably pay you a high price to work with them. Or it could be a percentage of people that, who's there just to ruin your day. But overall, I feel like posting my works on social media so far has so many positives over the negatives on not only helping me find clients to work with, but also it's also very motivating to see people being inspired by my works. The goal with posting on social media is to make it as easy as possible to showcase your work. Don't get stuck in perfectionism and try to play around with the effects and music and background pictures and everything. It just takes too much time and it takes a lot of effort to, try to make it perfect. And, eventually, if it's not perfect, you kind of cast it aside and never post your work. And that's something that we wouldn't really want to do. So whether it's an experiment or a side project or a client project, as soon as it's done, just take a quick screenshot or a screen record and post it on your social media. Don't worry too much about fancy showcasing of, making it perfect. The goal is, take the action and post as frequent as possible to let people know that you exist and to let people know that these are the things that you do as a freelancer. And those kind of fancy things kind of develop over time the more you post. And I want to set expectations right from the get-go if you're building your social media account is that you won't find clients right away as soon as you post your works. It just doesn't work like that. It takes a lot of time just to kind of build that brand awareness. And it took me over a year of consistently posting on my Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn in order to actually, find some high value clients. I think the goal of showcasing your work on social media is consistency. What I mean is not the consistency in terms of how frequent you post on social media, but more of the consistency in the quality of work that you push out. So every time you post on social media, make sure that work that you're publishing is the highest quality. So that way your potential clients see that this is what they will get from you when they work with you. And if you were to post, for example, you post 5 really high quality works and you post 2 really low quality works, then they'll kind of perceive that, they will also get this low quality in the works, and your clients always wants the best quality. So make sure that every time you post on your social media, be very consistent with the quality of work that you're showcasing. An action point I want you guys to take right after this video is to create an account dedicated to showcase your works related to your freelance skills. If you have an account already, that's awesome. So I want you guys to post your old or new projects. It doesn't really matter, as you push your works out there and let people know that you exist. And yeah, just choose whatever social media that you prefer. For my case, I post a lot on Instagram and LinkedIn. And yeah, whenever you made the post on your preferable social media, if you post on Instagram or LinkedIn, just tag me so I actually know that you took the action to showcase your work on social media. And honestly, aside from social media, I think the most important thing is to have a portfolio website to showcase your work. A portfolio is basically a place where you can showcase your best works, and it's basically also a place for your clients to reach out to you as well. But what if you don't have any pre-existing client works to showcase to begin with? Well, some of the things I did in the beginning stages where I didn't have any projects to showcase, what I did was to recreate front-end websites from like Front-End Mentor or Front-End Practice. Or another thing that I like to do is to search up fake client briefs and build a project based on that brief. It not only gives you a project to showcase on your portfolio, but also helps you practice your problem-solving skills, since you're addressing the brief itself from that fake client brief. Another similar approach I like to do is to look for businesses around my local area and rebuild the websites. It gives you really good practice on like how it would be like to actually work with a client and redesign the website, even though you're actually not working with them. And in general, in a portfolio, I think it's really important to have projects to showcase so that your clients know what to expect from you as a freelancer. And another important thing to note is that the quality of work and the type of work that you put on your portfolio also will determine the type of clients and the quality of clients that you will attract as well. So showcase your best works. I think 3 or 4 is more than enough, and make sure those selected projects relate to the kind of projects that you want to be hired for. So for my case, I focus on motion, animation, and content-driven websites. So in my portfolio, I showcase only those type of websites that I want to be hired for. I don't show projects like e-commerce or like calculator apps. I just specifically showcase those front-end content-driven websites so that my clients know what to expect and what my specialty that I specialize in. If you find all the information here is helpful so far, there's more for you in my free monthly newsletter that I've recently launched. So if you're interested in reading an upcoming newsletter that I'm releasing soon next week, where I'll be going over in depth on how and why I started this journey, you can sign up for the newsletter for free with the link down below in the description, and I promise you I won't be spamming you. And the next thing that really helped me find clients is to provide free value. And for my case, by posting content on YouTube. I understand that it's not right for everyone, but I think it's an incredibly powerful method to establish the way people perceive you as a professional. On my channel, I share quite a few tutorials and just videos on my design and development processes, and actually get a lot of clients by just sharing what I learned on YouTube. Making videos like these can really help your potential clients kind of understand what kind of person you are and how it would be like to work with you. And if they find your tutorials or videos helpful, they're much more inclined to work with you and reach out to you and trust you with the projects that they have in mind. And with this way, you not only get more clients and establish the trust amongst clients, but you also stand out from the crowd from people like in Upwork or Fiverr. If you have the skill, I truly believe that you might as well make content and teach it to the people and just sharing what you've learned. It's honestly a win-win situation where you get more exposure for yourself, but people also get to learn from you. Your first video will be terrible, just like my first video, and I think it's pretty awful. But honestly, I think that's something you'll definitely improve over time the more time you spend in producing videos. And I think there's so much resources on YouTube and content that you can consume on how to set up your lighting, how to write a script, on how to compose your shots. And the more effort you spend into researching and improving these kind of things, your videos will for sure improve over time. And the final things that I did to kind of get my first freelance clients is leveraging your existing connections. And what I mean by your existing connections are your family and friends. So ask your friends or your relatives whether if they need the website themselves or if they know anyone that needs a website. It's also very possible that they have their own existing connections within their network, and they might know people, that needs a website to be built. So I think by asking your friends or your relatives is the easiest starting point to find clients, especially when you're starting out freelancing. There's already so much trust built in there, so if they refer you to someone else, it's much more effective than cold DMing or cold emailing a stranger. So my first paid website was around like $300, and it was with a startup that my friend was interning at. And I wouldn't have had the opportunity if I didn't reach out to my friends and let them know that I'm doing freelance web development. And to be honest, like although it didn't pay me as much as I wanted, but it gave me a lot of experience and just in general how to work with clients and how to actually work with a real world project. So if you're struggling to find clients, you probably have existing ones right around you. You just need to, reach out and ask them for work. More of these type of videos are coming down the line, so let me know in the comments if you want more of these type of videos. I will also go in depth in these kind of topics in my newsletter as well, so if you're interested, once again, you can join my newsletter for free with the link down below in the description. Nevertheless, hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. And yeah, that's it. Bye bye.